Guys, what's up? What's going on out there today? Yeah, Brent Abel here, webtennis.com with another episode of the Tennis Mindset Project. And specifically, this is part three of Mental Toughness is Not This Thing. And look, today's um, episode in this segment is you got to win first, right? I remember back in the day when I realized I was just a complete and utter mental midget on the court. Could have been practice. Could have been a practice match, could have been a tournament match, whatever it was. Man, if things weren't going well, I mean, it didn't take much. Um, I just, God, so much anger, just, outward stuff, screaming, yelling. It was bad. It was embarrassing. I'd look at other guys doing the same thing and go, oh my God, do I look like that when I'm playing? Maybe I ought to find a way to not do that. Look, so if you're struggling at all with getting tight or nervous or just not believing in yourself when you're on the court, not trusting that this shot you're about to play is the right shot or you're going to be able to execute it, or you're getting down near the end of sets of the matches and you're starting to put the old collar on a little tight and starting to choke a little bit and coughing up leads that, you've worked your butt off to get up 5-3 and now you're serving and you're just pissing it away. I don't know, lack of a better term. Um, I want to help you, and I want to kind of share with you in this series kind of the stories that I went through that didn't work for me in terms of mental toughness, and kind of give you some ideas of what you can do instead that really have helped me, especially I would say in the last 5 years, and which has made a huge difference for me in terms of my results. Look, back in the day when I first started going, okay, well, I got to stop being an idiot out here in the court. I started looking around and started asking questions and started reading books and watching videos and blah 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 and all that kind of stuff. And one of the common messages I got, well, the way that you get mentally tough is you got to put yourself out there a lot and you got to win first, right? And once you start winning, that's when you develop mental toughness. And I said, well, wait a minute, that doesn't really compute. How am I going to win first if I'm not confident? And I struggled with that one for a long time, and I still said, okay, I'll give it a try. I went out there and I played every event that I could get myself into, and it did help a little bit. It kind of helped in terms of desensitizing myself a little bit to the nerves that I would bring to a match. I mean, I remember matches where, well, this one match in particular up in Sonoma back in the day, and I'm playing this guy who can barely hit a ball, but I'm so tight that I might lose to this guy that I beat him like it was like two in love, and probably took a good maybe not 2 hours, but it sure felt like that. Beat this guy who's not good. I should be, in practice, I would have been just going through this guy like nothing. But of course, now in this match, it means something. The result's going to get posted in public. And I'm just scared that, what if I lose to this guy? And so I played tighter than a drum, even though the score was not that close, two in love. It by the time I got back in the car after the match, I started to cramp. I was cramping. My whole body's just sort of locking up as I'm getting in the car, and I'm going, "Oh my God, what is going on here? You're such a mental midget." And so yeah, that was just kind of all right. Well, I'm winning but it's not making a difference. So it did help a little bit with the nerves. The more that I got out there and played, rather than just cherry picking events, once in a while where I thought maybe I was ready. I just played a lot. I just filled up my calendar. Yeah, that did help a little bit. And that's one of the things that I encourage players to do. That if you're feeling nervous or anxious in matches, that you got to get out there and put yourself in that situation a lot. You got to sort of desensitize yourself to those nerves. And one of the ways, now I'm not saying the one and only way, but one of the ways that'll be helpful is to put yourself in that situation a lot. Um, so but I just never ever figured out this thing with, well, you got to win first. And I just thought, I mean, again, how am I going to win a match if I'm not confident? That's so. Anyway, look, if you're struggling with that, if someone's giving you that message, I want to kind of debunk that. I don't think it really makes any sense. In fact, what I've found is that the way that you develop confidence, the way that you build mental toughness, is you do it off the court first, right? It's with a lot of self-messaging, a lot of self-talk, and it's got to be proactive in a really organized way. Um, and so the first couple of episodes in this series, if you've not seen them, I encourage you to go back and watch them. I think it'll kind of help set up this episode number three of Gotta win first. Wow. Okay. Um, so look, here's what I've got for you in terms of working on your confidence, working on mental toughness off the court first. And then when you go out and you play your matches, I think what you're going to find is that you bring a lot less nerves, anxiety, and all that means that now you start to have some real clarity out there on the court in terms of, hey, what's the best way to, attack this guy? What's the one thing that maybe this guy or this team over there, hopes that you give them, right? What's their strength? All right, well, now you've discovered what their strength is, what they really hope you give them, and you've decided not going to do it. I'm not going to give you what you want. I'm going to give you something different. And once you start getting that clarity, it just things change, and that's a level of confidence, that's a level of mental toughness, clarity, that if you're ever going to become a much better player, you got to be able to develop that. Because look, we're all mentally tough. We're all confident when we're playing someone where everything is going great, right? We can't miss a ball. That guy over there is missing some shots that maybe normally they don't. We're hitting a couple of lucky let cord winners. Everything's going our way, right? It's a beautiful day out there. We just feel great. And of course, on those days, yeah, we're confident and we're mentally tough. But the reality is that most of the time when we play matches, it's just kind of average, right? I mean, there's some good points, there's some really crappy points that we play, but on average, or in general, I should say, it's just kind of average stuff. It's nothing really spectacular. And so, if you accept that reality and you've got some clarity on that, you're going to build some mental toughness. You're going to build some real confidence. I'll tell you, the first thing that I got was from Jim Lohr. And Jim Lohr back in the day, I can't remember the title of the book that he wrote, but it was spectacular. And he was one of the first guys, I think, um, that I'd ever heard that look, the reality of when we play matches is that 75 to 80% of the time on average is spent between points and on side changes, meaning we're only actually playing points 20-25% of the match. The rest of the time, the huge majority, if you don't manage that time super well, you tend to be foggy. You tend to not have clarity. You tend to make some pretty lousy shot choices during the 20 or 25% of the time that you're on the court in a match, actually playing points. And so the whole thing here is, what do we do between points so that when we do play the point, we've got some clarity, right? We got some focus of what we want to do out there. What I've got for you that I got from Jim Lohr is my four parts between points routine, between points system. And I just found that this is one of the things that really helped me develop some mental toughness, that really helped me develop some confidence. And and so what I encourage you is down below. There's a link. It's a free 9-minute video I've got for you. If you've not picked it up yet, man, you got to get on this thing because um, when you do and when you start to discipline yourself for the 75 to 80% on average of the match between points and on side changes, things change. Things just totally change. So, look, love to hear from you down below. What's on your mind from today's episode of of mental toughness? Isn't this anything resonate with you? I would love to read that and respond to you. And certainly, if you've not picked up this free 9-minute video, you got to do it. That link is right down below in the description area. Guys, that's it for me today. I hope this was helpful. As always, we've got to get out there today. Help someone out bleh, help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, I will see you again next time.